Hello and welcome to the 22nd tutorial in the Bootstrap free series. In this part we're going to be looking at single button drop downs. We'll be using the source code from the 6th tutorial. If you don't have it, don't worry, there'll be a link in the description. We have looked at the grid system that Bootstrap provides plus the rows and columns. But Bootstrap doesn't finish there. No, it doesn't indeed. It provides several UI components to help create that awesome website. We will now take a look at the single button drop down component. The button dropdown is a combination of a regular button and a dropdown. Just bear in mind you need to include the dropdown.js file, but only if you are including the individual files as we included the Bootstrap.js, or you can include the Bootstrap minified JavaScript. Actually, we'll show you what we mean. So if we open up our text editor, if we go to the bottom, zoom in, as you can see here, we have the Bootstrap minified version included. This is okay because as you can see here, based on the comment, it includes all the compiled stuff, includes all the plugins, so you don't need to include Dropdown.js. But if you're trying to reduce the size of your website and you're just including only the bare minimum modules and plugins that you need and you are using, then make sure you do include Dropdown.js. Okay, we are looking at the single button dropdown in this tutorial, which is similar to a regular dropdown. The next tutorial will cover a slightly different button dropdown, which is the split button dropdown. Okay, Bootstrap, like everything else, makes it super easy to implement. So let's open, actually we've already got it open up, let's just implement it now. We're going to implement it outside the row, but a very powerful feature of Bootstrap is to be able to implement stuff within the row and within the column and have it resized. That's as an extra task for the UI components, so you can see how they interact. So first of all, we're going to create a div, and this is going to have a class of button group. These classes, we're not going to be programming them because they're already built into Bootstrap, which is great. Now we're going to do button, and this is going to be a type, and the type is going to be button. It's going to have a class. This class is going to be button success. There's various buttons, there's like button warning and whatnot, and they just have different colors. If you want more information, check out the Bootstrap free website. So we got dropdown -toggle. We've done dropdowns before, so this is very similar to that. The last thing we're going to put is data -toggle -dropdown. It's not -dropdown, it's equals to dropdown. Okay, so within the button itself, what we're going to be putting is action. This is the text that will be displayed. And then we're going to put a span class equals caret. Close off the span tag. The caret is basically that little arrow that indicates to the user that you can click and something will pop down. So outside the button now, what we're going to be doing is create an unordered list, which is essentially our drop down items. And in here there will be list items, so li, and inside here it's going to put ahref, ahref, got butterfingers today, really bad, ahref equals hash, and close the tag, and inside here I'm just going to put action, copy and paste this. Okie dokie, and I'm going to put another action, something else, and change this to separated link, and in between this we're just going to put a divider, which we've looked at earlier in this series, which is just another list item, and this doesn't take any text, it just takes a class of divider. And if we save that, run it in our web browser, so we have, that is not what we wanted, not at all, not at all, that is not what we wanted. Okay, so let's go back to it. Something clearly has just gone wrong. Let's zoom in and just check everything out. Okay, I forgot to add some classes and a row to the unordered list. This should fix it. So class equals dropdown dash menu. This was my bad. I'm saying it'll be your bad if I'm the one making a mistake. So let's just go back to this page, refresh. So we have our dropdown. If we click it, we have our dropdown that pops up, and we are using a special type of button, as you can see. So it's just a regular single button dropdown. If we go back to button, actually, what I want to do, the internet is just disabled. Let's just turn it back. I disable it so any notifications don't come in to disturb you. If I go to getbootstrap.com, you go to components, and we was doing the button groups. You have all the information on this website of the different buttons that you can use. Here we go. So you got primary, success, info, warning. And basically, if you just look at the text that is inside here and just replace, where is it? The button success with, I don't know, warning. Go back to our web page, refresh. We now have a warning button. And what else do we have? We have a danger button. So let's go back and change this to danger. Refresh, and now we have a danger button. So that's a good way. So just go to the Get Bootstrap website, go to the components link at the top, and just go to single button drop down, and there's several different buttons that you can use. You can either just right click and inspect element on something like Chrome, or just look at the text inside it and replace it. So that's a great way to easily refer to what the code is. In the next part of this series, what we're going to be looking at is the split button drop down. So that is it. If you have any questions, feel free to message us at support@sonarsystems.co.uk, or the required source code will be in the description as well. To see hundreds of more videos like this one, visit sonarlearning.co.uk, and as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.